Hey Bucs fans, welcome to the FSW Coaches Show here at Florida Southwestern State College. I'm Sports Information Director Roy Allen, joined on this week's show by head women's basketball coach, Dr. Jerald Ellis. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, Coach. Before we get into talking hoops here, Thanksgiving this past Thursday, I'm sure you had a nice little family gathering.
We did. We flew out to Starkville, Mississippi.
All right.
And visited my older daughter and had a great family dinner.
And what's your role in the Thanksgiving festivities? Are you the chef? Are you the taste tester? Or are you just the sports watcher?
You know, I'm actually the around town eyeballs. I just drive around town looking for games looking for if anybody's playing or kids in the park shooting hoops. I don't know. And then
I'm sure the organizer of the trip, because I know you love.
Oh no! The trip is all set to go, and when we land, everybody they run and do their thing.
I know you can probably tell me the flight schedule out of Fort Myers in the next 3 hours to where every plane's going. So.
We get there early. We don't run through airports like back in the day on the Hertz commercials.
Yeah. All right, we can talk about hoops now, okay? Last weekend, your team, a couple of home scrimmages here at Suncoast Credit Union Arena, took on St. Petersburg, won a close one in that ball game, and then in game 2 against Miami-Dade, kind of ran away from them a little bit. Just talk about your general feelings about those games and kind of what you liked from your team there.
I think what I liked most, and I think everybody could see that we're not a team where we have one prolific scorer or 2 prolific scorers that you really need to focus on. We had 10 players average double-finger minutes, and I think that's why in the second game in particular, our depth allowed us to run away with the game. And in the first game, we're still playing deep so that we can develop the 10-player rotation that we want. I mean, we all know that, typically, 7 or 8 is the typical number, but 10 for us and possibly 12. We'll see how everybody played and everybody made a contribution last weekend.
Anybody stand out in particular for you in those 2 games?
Well, we're really, really pleased with Amani Waiters and the progress she's been making.
Very different player than we saw from her last year.
Oh yeah. Well, we're playing it differently. Amani is more of a stretch four, if you will. She likes to shoot it deep, and we'll need that. And just her energy, she likes to run the floor, and I just think as a sophomore, her development it brings leadership in just the fact that here's a young lady who didn't really have an opportunity last year, who now is finding her place and finding what her role is, and she's flourishing with it. And like we had said, I think last time, she already has Division I offers that she's considering.
I think 26 points for her in those 2 games there. Shot 50% from the field, 50% from the three-point line. So
very happy with
played very well. Most of our fans, Coach, know about the returners, Amani Waiters, Gio Rios, and Sheslani, obviously. Let's talk about the newcomers a little bit, the people that the players. Spit that out there.
Yep.
The players that our fans have not really been able to see play so far. Well, I'll just go through 4 names. That'll be the 4 freshmen that started game 2 against Miami-Dade last week, and just talk a little bit about what fans can expect to see from those players. Okay, so first of all, on the inside, Patience Williams.
Patience Williams her ceiling is so high. We had the ESPN evaluator in a few weeks back, and he quite frankly said he thinks that she's probably the best 4 player that he's seen on his travels so far. And she's going to really blow up. We had USF already calling on her as a freshman. She's just has a great work ethic, very interesting personality, very. I think the fans are really going to love her. She's
tough.
She's tough. She's a talker, and she likes to get after it. No, Patience is really going to be special.
And one heck of a DJ. I don't know if you know.
I did not.
But on Friday at the Fort Myers tip-off here at the arena, she DJ'd the games between Gonzaga and Auburn and between KU and St. Joe's, and she got a lot of compliments.
I learned something every day. I had no idea. I really didn't.
Tyshawn Tolley.
Tyshawn Tolley is very steady. She, again, another fearless, hard-working player. We play her more probably at the 3, but more of an interior 3, where she loves to rebound, and just the tenacity that she brings in that regard is going to be very special for us. She was a Florida A&M signee, and due to the coaching changes and so forth, we were very fortunate to get her, and we got her late. But she's just another great human being. We really are very fortunate to have her.
Big smile.
Oh yeah.
Long arm. Well, she got a wingspan on her. She's going to be tough to go against
She's gonna be tough
on the offensive end for sure. Now we'll go south of the United States a little bit for the next two. Sadiana Rodriguez.
Sadiana Rodriguez. Well, when she first got here, I'm just going to be honest. We were looking at each other, going like, "Gee, I'm not 100% sure she's going to be able to make this transition." And you were there and you saw it. And then
First game. Once the lights turned on, you said, "Okay, there's the player."
Okay, there she is. Yeah. And I think that she's played on the international circuit, but her learning curve was how hard that we have to go and practice every day, because if you're not showing it there, well, you might not get that opportunity on Saturday or Wednesday. So she's another great kid. A little funny story about her is she's from Puerto Rico. And we're working on her English, and a little funny story is she actually turned in one of her English papers in Spanish. So
she definitely likes to speak Spanish. I can tell you that.
Her professor got a kick out of it, but then let us know that she really needs to do these papers in English, so maybe she could give it another go. And so we had that conversation. But a great kid.
And then our other south of the border player, Macarena Retamales.
Macarena is probably our smartest player we have on the floor. I mean, to have a 6'1" point guard with her size, not just height, but she's very physical. Miami-Dade this particular year likes to press and trap a little bit, and you would have had no idea with Macarena handling the ball. She threw over it, she threw before it, she passed around it. It was like they weren't even there. Just a tremendous leader in that regard, and I think fans are going to really, their eyes are going to open when they say, "That's your point guard? She looks more like the 5 player on your team." But no, she's
very calming influence.
Very
on the floor
calming,
as well,
just so smart, and we joke all the time when some of the kids were playing their local high school, Macarena was suiting up against Russia and China and Australia and New Zealand and whoever else they might have thrown at her on the international circuit. It's a great kid.
And then two more people going to be joining the team at the break, a couple Division I transfers. Just talk real quick about them.
Okay, Quadeja Moore from South Carolina Upstate. And I actually recruited her when she was in high school. She ended up with an offer at Eastern Carolina and Upstate, and I think her uncle coaches or is the strength coach at Upstate, so she went there. They've had a change in coaching staff. She played a lot of minutes and was probably a very important player for them, but with the coaching change, sometimes the dynamics change, and she decided that she wanted to come back. I told her, Q, why don't you just come on home? And it was actually 1 year prior at Thanksgiving, or 2 years prior, I was on the phone with her, and we were talking just about this scenario right here. So we're very happy to have her. She's going to be a very physical force around the basket. Another 6'1", but she's more of a 4 or 5 player.
A true post player.
Yeah, a true post player, but with guard skills, similar to our Tina Stevens we had before, who can actually still...
turned out pretty good for her.
It turned out pretty good. But a scorer. She loves to score. The other one, Cheyenne Daniels, is an FIU transfer. And she's 6'4", big post, true post. Probably our only, along with Keisha, probably our only true post player that's more of a...
Back to the basket.
More of a back to the basket kind of kid. Again, coaching change, new coaching staff at FIU. And... so she already has additional Division I offers to transfer, but she wanted to play right away, and we thought this would be the best opportunity for her. I think she's going to be real special as well.
Yeah, she's going to be a type of player just by seeing her work when she was here on her visit that really maybe we haven't had before as far as a true back to the basket skilled post player.
Right.
Again, I think fans are going to really like watching her play. For sure.
It's going to be new. It's going to be something we haven't had in the previous 4 years for sure.
Your season now about a month and a half from the start. We're finally counting down the days. We're probably now within double digits at least, under 100 days before we get going. So excited about that. You'll open the season up at Wallace State in Alabama. Obviously a tough test for your team there, and then go straight down to Chipola, which will obviously be a very tough test there. I know there's been some challenges with building the schedule this year almost on a daily basis. You and I have had discussions about it. But talk to the fans and the public about how difficult scheduling has been this year for you.
Well, I'm not 100% sure that it has a lot to do with the fact that we're preseason ranked in the top 3 in the country. But
definitely doesn't help.
It didn't help for the probably for the what we call local, which might be mid Florida down. Some teams are a little reluctant to come, but our glass is half full. If we have to be road warriors, we'll be road warriors, and we're scheduling a pair of games in South Carolina. Again, we'll go to Alabama to play at Wallace State. So we're going to go where we have to go. We're not going to shy away from the challenge of being, one of the best teams in the country, because we believe we are, and we need to play like we are. So I think playing early and playing the great teams early is a good thing. I mean, that's typically the protocol, because then you'll get into conference play and then look and hopefully
be battle tested at that point in time.
Yeah. So it's been a challenge, but I think that when it all is said and done, we'll have enough home games that the fans will be able to appreciate the kids, and especially with 10 newcomers on the team.
And regardless of the number of home games we end up with, it has not been for lack of effort. I can definitely tell everyone that.
Every day.
There's been a phone call made to every school in the state trying to get them here to play.
How many states?
Yeah, a few states around.
Every school in Georgia. We're in Alabama. We've moved up to South Carolina.
And keep moving up the eastern seaboard there, I guess.
Actually, Mississippi, while I was in Starkville, I made a few phone calls while I was there. So, we start here, and we're just going to move out until we fill that schedule.
All right, at the end of these shows, Coach, we always do a fun little segment. This week, we're going to do a little segment called Which Buck Is It, okay? So I'm just going to give you a quick one-line hitter, and you're going to tell me which Buck on your team fits that the best. Okay, if you want to throw in your assistants, Latoya, Raven, Wright, either one of them, you can throw them in there. Even if you want to throw yourself in there, Coach, you can throw yourself in there.
You may throw Oscar in there too.
You can throw Oscar in there. We can throw anybody you want in here, okay? And this first one, I'm guessing you're probably not going to use one of the coaches. I hope not, at least. But easy one to start, basketball related. Which Buck is the best shooter this season?
Sadiana Rodriguez.
Okay. Sadiana, we talked about her, Puerto Rican.
Yep. And started for us freshmen.
Yep. All right. Which Buck is the loudest?
The loudest. I'd have to say it's got to be Patience Williams.
I was going there.
Patience is, but I mean, it's a good loud. It's a good loud. Every day I walk in the gym, she calls me Pistol Pete for some reason, so Pistol Pete Maravich. And we had a discussion.
You could definitely be called worse things as a coach.
Yes, I'm certainly okay with being called the most prolific scorer in the NCAA, history of the NCAA.
All right, opposite. Which Buck is the quietest?
I'd have to say it might be Macarena.
Okay.
Believe it or not. She's quiet off the floor, but when she gets on the floor, that command she has speaks volumes, even if it's not verbal. Okay. We'd like her to talk more, but she will.
Okay. Which Buck is the funniest? Anyone just get you busting up during practice?
Busting up during practice. I don't know. It might be Roe.
I was going to go to Roe.
It might be Renata Mark from from Miami Norland. She is another great personality. this particular group just has the most spectacular personality. We have 13 right now, but they just are. They're really fun to be around.
Okay. This one, you don't want your name on this list. Which Buck is most likely to be late? You're in here getting ready, practice plan. You got 12 or 13 in here. Who's the last one walking in the door?
Last one walking in the door. Well, I don't know. That might be Keisha.
Keisha's late, huh?
I don't know. It might be Keisha. I think that might be the one that we're always wondering about.
Okay.
Sometimes we wonder how fast.
So Keisha's got to get that alarm set 5 minutes faster.
Has anyone seen Keisha today?
All right. Which Buck is the best student?
The best student.
Your teacher. So you're gonna like this one.
You know, I think Amani is a great student.
Okay.
Amani, she is exempted from a lot of the study hall activities because of the great grade she has. Macarena also as a newcomer from Chile, nonetheless, is a great student. But I'd probably have to say the straight A student might be Taylor.
Taylor, I'll go Taylor too.
I think Taylor.
We'll find out here in a couple weeks who's on that list. Finals are done.
Yeah, and Coach Rabin is so involved in their academic progress, and I mean, I'll go by the office and there's never less than 3 or 4 in there working on, like we talked about Sadiana, rewriting that paper in English or whatever the case might be.
She was in the office yesterday doing that when
was.
I walked by.
Yes, she was.
All right, which Buck's the best dancer?
Woo, the best dancer.
I know a lot of them probably like to dance, but any of them that you're like, okay,
they dance around out at practice or what have you?
Anytime. It could be before practice, after practice.
That's a good question, Coach. I'm not 100% sure. The only one I see, doing those kind of things is actually there's like a little trio I think that gets involved with that, which would be Patience, Amani, the vocal ones.
Yeah, more outgoing ones.
The vocal, and Ro is usually in that little threesome right there.
Well, I'll tell you, after the Fort Myers tip-off we had here in the arena, this last week, Patience and Ro were making some dancing videos.
There you go.
So there's 2 of the 3 right there you just mentioned.
That must be the one.
Which Buck has the best style? Like, who walks into the office and you're like, okay, she's dressed nicely.
Well, they call Amani the bourgeois.
Bougie. Amani is definitely bougie.
And they also call Ty. Amani and Ty, I think they're in competition for who's the most bougie.
They'll both like that answer. They'll love that. You recruited probably almost all of the players, if not all of them, on this year's roster. Who was the hardest to recruit? Like, who's one that you really had to twist the screws to get to sign that letter of intent?
Twist the screws. Well, I'd probably have to say the newcomer Cheyenne Daniels, who's not here yet, but that one took a little more work than most. Most of the kids, you develop that rapport with them. You talk to the family. You go sit in their living room. You bring them on campus, and it's an easy sell at that point. But I think the most important thing is if they just trust what you're saying, and if you lose that trust, you've lost everything. So if you're just honest, and I think a lot of people can see that and see through the facade that some people might put on, and we don't. So I just feel really good. I mean, I'll go somewhere and I don't ever shy away from recruiting any player whatsoever. I don't care if they're being recruited by USF or whatever. I mean, I'll sit down next to Jose Fernandez and we're looking at literally the same way. We really are. And that's the way it is. And that's how we've always believed. And we've always believed that, at least I have, that we go and we'll talk to the parents and talk to the grandparents or whatever, and we'll tell them that this might be your best choice. And if it is, then come home.
Right.
And you'll develop, and then you will end up like Tina or Latoya or any of the other kids that are at any of the great institutions of our country.
Right. Last one of this list. If you had to pick one player on the team to cook for you, who are you trusting cooking for you?
Cooking. Wow. That's a real interesting one. They all seem to eat a lot, and
they eat good too. I've seen pictures about they eat good.
I'm not sure.
Whether they're making it or not, I don't know, but they eat pretty good.
I don't know which one of them actually cooks. I'm not
Well, let's
familiar.
find out on that, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna have to find. We'll have to ask.
We'll do
Coach
Top
Reagan.
Chef edition,
Yeah,
and then we can see
There you
we
go.
can see who can cook.
We could actually have them bring in their best dish,
There we go.
and then we'll have.
We can do a show about that, and they can talk about their
And
food.
we will have a
We can do
a tasting party.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll do that next time. That's it. That's all the questions I got today. You made that through easy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We really are excited to get started next year. January 4th won't come fast enough for us.
Yeah.
We're trying to arrange a scrimmage date that Saturday, actually, which would be the 8th. Or 8th would be Friday or the 9th. And then we'll play FSCJ up in Orlando to simulate our Wallace trip on the 16th. And then we lace them up and play for real. So we're hoping everybody's
Ready for that.
We're hoping everybody's
It's
healthy.
been a long 9 months.
And we're hoping all the teams that we go to play are healthy, and we plan on having a great year.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time on the show this week, Coach.
It's good.
That's Dr. Jerald Ellis on this week's FSW Coaches Show. That'll do it for the show this week. We thank everybody for watching. Take a look next week as Coach Ben Bezier, baseball coach, comes on the show with us to wrap up our first semester segments. Take a look for that on FSW Bucs on social media or fswbucks.com online. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night. Go Bucs.